Next up we have the Scottish Fiesta Championship, and after Oulton Park, Wayne McCauley had a bit of a disaster down there. His championship lead is completely gone to Kevin White, who's going to line up second. Wayne obviously back on pole position. And in third on the grid we have Chris Milford, who's continuing to race his Fiesta alongside his Mini, and again a good strong qualifying from Chris. I'll hand this one to Richard and he'll take us through the first Fiesta race of the day.
Cheers, Joe. Wayne McCauley on pole from Kevin White and Chris Milford there in third. Peter Cruikshank lines up alongside. Then it's Stephen Ward and Liam Robertson. Jim Dean's XR2 pole from Barry Farquharson. Stephen Gray and Gavin Butterworth completing the fifth row of the grid ahead of Alec Townley. Then Ian Hart in his ST, Gordon Haston and Robert Kerr completing the grid. Starting sequence underway, 5-second board goes out, lights on relatively quickly, 3, 4 and 5. Focused on the front row, there's a long wait there, good start by Kevin White, but Wayne McCauley not too far behind as well. There's the 22, the White XR2 of Gavin Butterworth off the line, but it's side by side coming down into Duffus the first time. Kevin White is in second, and McCauley muscles his way through into lead position into Scotsman. White in second place, and down the hill into Butchers they go, and Wayne McCauley is looking to get his championship back on track this weekend. Didn't go too well for him at Oulton Park. Retirement in race number 1, 5th in class in race number 2 at Oulton. That was on the 6th of August, and we'll tell you more about that as the coverage unfolds here. Battle for the XR2s headed by Jim Deans. He's got a massive lead now in the XR2 Championship, ahead of Stephen Gray, who saw in the light blue and orange XR2 immediately behind him. 47 points Jim Deans leads. Oh, and off goes Peter Cruikshank. Now, was he forced off onto the dirt there? Cruikshank off onto the gravel. Cruikshank qualified in 4th place. Was 4th in the championship coming here as well. Here's the view from Chris Milford, who is in 3rd, and we're looking at Kevin White chasing Wayne McCauley through Leslie's into Scotsman corner. McCauley not overly a little bit of defence there, heading down into the corner. McCauley runs wide. Kevin White's going to look up the inside line side by side as they go through Butchers up into the Arnold Clark chicane. McCauley gets the track position, and holds on to the lead. This is important for McCauley. Now we've got a scrap going on for second place between White and Milford. Milford's still there at the moment in 3rd place. Goodness me, all happening. So do we have a breather? Can we talk about Oulton Park? Chris Milford won race number 1 at Oulton Park. I just need to tell you that the Scottish boys are racing with some of the national XR2 people, and Chris Milford took a class win from Kevin White and Peter Cruikshank race 1. Race 2 was another win for Kevin White from Chris Milford and Stephen Ward in 3rd place. The XR2s, race 1 saw a win for guest racer Josh Orr, last year's newcomers champion, racing as a guest, from Jim Deans and Barry Farquharson, and then Farquharson followed that up with his first XR2 win in race 2 at Oulton, ahead of Josh Orr and Jim Deans. So same guys on the podium in both races, but a little bit of a swap round in terms of the results down at Oulton Park. And what it means is that Kevin White leads the championship by 17 points coming here today, and Jim Deans leads the XR2s by 47 points. So if Deans outscores Gray in the XR2s here and maintains the status quo next time out, which is our penultimate meeting of the season, Jim Deans could secure the championship in September. But it's far too early, I guess, to be thinking about that. And if I remember correctly, Jim Deans wasn't even going to be racing at the start of the year. Sort of came out and raced on a whim, as it were, I think, first off, but probably very happy that he made that decision. So the STs go through. Liam Robertson goes through. Here is Jim Deans in red, leading from Stephen Gray. Barry Farquharson is next, followed by Gavin Butterworth, then Alec Townley. Townley second in the Newcomers Championship in the XR2s. Barry Farquharson leads that at the moment by 9 points. And here's the view from our 3rd place car. Chris Milford. What can Milford do? It's Kevin White immediately ahead, who is challenging Wayne McCauley, and I think we might see a move here. Milford gaining momentum and looks at the outside line here on Kevin White. So Milford's having a look on the outside line. Milford goes for it, but now White sees a gap down the inside of Wayne Macaulay and goes through. Macaulay very wide there. Has he got a problem? Wayne Macaulay, the triple champion, ST champion 2013, XR2 champion 2013, double ST champion in 2014 and 2015, loses the lead. So here is Barry Farquharson up ahead of Gavin Butterworth, and Gavin putting a big pressure on Farquharson. Meanwhile, out front, it's still Jim Deans from Stephen Gray. Now, those two battling away very hard at the moment. Barry Farquharson third in the championship stand. He's actually not only dicing with Alec Townley in the Newcomers Championship, but also dicing for third place in the overall XR2 standings as well. So they've had a very competitive season so far. This, though, the battle for the lead between Kevin White and Chris Milford in second place. White looking to bag yet another outright win. This will be his fourth outright win of the year. Remember, he took a class win at Alton Park when they were, as I've already said, mixed up with the other cars. So he is running well. Robert Kerr is the back marker that they are closing up on, so they might well wind up lapping Robert here, and he dutifully pulls over. So good respectful racing from Robert Kerr as through go White and Milford. Good battle for the lead between these two. Remember, they shared the honours at Alton Park. Where is Wayne Macaulay? Wayne is back in fourth place, and Stephen Ward in black and green is ahead of him. So through on the inside line, Gavin Butterworth now ahead of Barry Farquharson, and Gavin up into third place. These two slugging it out for the newcomers class win here, and indeed the third step on the podium. Back to the STs, and it's still Kevin White. Big pressure here, I've got to say, from Chris Milford. Wayne Macaulay has the fastest lap on the race. That was back on lap 3, and the car very clearly not performing as well as it should do at the moment. This incidentally a 12-lap race for the Scottish Fiesta Championship. And here comes Chris Milford, looks to the wide line, coming down into the hairpin. I think we'll probably realise he can't go around the outside, so might go for momentum up the hill on the cutback. No, again, he can't quite do that. Here come the lead XR2s, putting a lap on Robert Kerr. So Stephen Gray piling the pressure on Jim Deans. He needs to do that. He needs to get that 47-point lead in the championship that Jim Deans has down. Gray with the fastest lap, which he's just set in the XR2s. Jim Deans taking XR2 pole today for the fourth time this year, 3 on the bounce from May to July. Very close here for the lead on the XR2s, and Stephen Gray challenging hard. We'll see whether he'll be able to get through. We've got the driving standards flag going out. I think that is for Barry Farquharson, who may well pick up a time penalty for his trouble. But here's the view from second position overall. Chris Milford, what a close race we've had here. It's Kevin White still out front, goes defensive going into Clark. Milford's got the luxury of being able to take the wide line into Clark, might pick up more speed maybe through Hislop's. Very close indeed to the race leader. But at the moment, the lead car is exactly where the chaser wants to be. Now pulls over. It's a defensive line coming down into the hairpin for Kevin White, who hangs on to the lead. Chris Milford taking a wide line here. Milford turns in. Wide line from him. Is he going to look up the inside, up the hill? No, he runs wide once again. Well, last lap for White and Milford. It has been a tremendous game of cat and mouse between the two. White taking the lead when we saw Milford make the move to the outside, and Wayne Macaulay leaving the gap on the inside going into the hairpin, which both White and Milford took to go through first and second. Stephen Ward is still running in third place. Wayne Macaulay is going to lose more points here, so Macaulay will drop further behind Kevin White in the championship. White looks like he's going to hold on to take another win. This will be White's 5th win of the year, including the class win at Alton Park. Up to the flag. It is a closer run thing than we thought. Goodness me, that was close. 0.02 of a second between them, and Chris Milford was not going to give up. He really went for it. Third goes to Stephen Ward. Here's the defending champion, Wayne Macaulay. How important will it have been to have nursed his car home ahead of Liam Robertson? And here come the XR2s. Stephen Gray's having a last go as well. Stephen, go up towards the line. That was a photo finish between the two. We'll have to work out who took that. It was Kevin White from Chris Milford, Stephen Ward, then Wayne Macaulay and Liam Robertson. Stephen Gray got the verdict from Jim Deans. That was so close. Gavin Butterworth in third, then Alec Townley, Barry Farquharson. Ian Hart takes 11th from Robert Kerr. Non-finishes sadly for Gordon Haston and Peter Cruikshank. Wayne Macaulay though, fastest lap.
Kev, this is looking good now. Don't wish any bad luck on anyone obviously, but Wayne having a bit of a problem there.
Yeah, I noticed he was slowing sort of during the race here and he lost a bit of pace, so I managed to get past him. I don't know where he finished there, to be honest. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame for the championship, obviously for him. But obviously, we're in the leads just now, so we just need to keep scoring points, just keep getting the wins, hopefully.
Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
Chris, a great drive, second place again. We're shy of the win, but it's getting pretty close now.
It's getting extremely close. Like I said before, I think Kev's got an extremely wide ST and just couldn't get by the guy.
Wayne Macaulay having problems again. He had a disaster at Oulton Park and another problem here. Any ideas what went wrong for him?
I'm not sure. I saw the pace drop off a little bit and I was looking in the mirrors, obviously dicing with Kev. I was paying attention forwards, but it's not good to see another guy like that drop off, so I hope he's alright and get back out for race 2.
Good stuff, well done.
Thank you.
Stephen, well done. A win in the XR2 class is exactly what you needed. Jim's starting to creep away now in the points.
He did, yes. I had a bit of bad luck at Oulton Park last time out, so engine failure. So really good to get the win. Nipped it, I think, 13 thousandths of a second, I was told. So can't get much closer than that.
5 races left. Can you do it? Can you claw in this gap?
I really need Jim to have a problem, to be honest. Even if I win every race now and he's second, he's got it. So we'll just see how it goes.
Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Scottish Fiestas race number 2, and it's race 1 winner, championship leader, the man who can't do any wrong at the moment, Kevin White. Wayne Macaulay had a mechanical problem. He was stuck in third gear and he's lining up 4th for this one, so he can still claw back some points if this goes to plan. And Chris Milford again still looking for his first win at Knockhill, even though he did win down at Oulton Park. I'll hand it to Richard and he'll take us through their final race of the day.
Thanks very much, Joe. Kevin White on pole, Chris Milford alongside, then Stephen Ward and Wayne Macaulay on row 2. Row 3, Liam Robertson with leading XR2 Stephen Gray, then Jim Deans and Gavin Butterworth. Row 5, Alec Townley and Barry Farquharson. Ian Hart and Robert Kerr are next, and then Gordon Haston and Peter Cruikshank completing the grid. Haston and Cruikshank, of course, non-finishers in race number 1, and they've got some work to do here in race 2, which is round 12 of the Scottish Fiesta Championship for 2016. A little bit of cloud cover building up here. It's been threatening all day, to be fair, but so far good conditions and a good start by all concerned. And look at the lead XR2. It's Stephen Gray in blue up ahead of Jim Deans in red. Here's the view from Peter Cruikshank. If you're in the ST class and you have a non-finish, you've got so much more work to do because you've got to work your way through the XR2s. A lot of championships run completely separate grids for when you've got multi-classes. But I like the idea of having to work your way through. It gives the fans something to watch. Although Peter Cruikshank probably be thinking otherwise. Although there again, Peter probably does enjoy his racing and working out where he can pass the XR2s, and he's showing some good discipline, working his way through those. But out front, Wayne Macaulay up to second from 4th. So Macaulay is already making inroads into the lead. I was about to say that before the gearbox issue, he will have known that he's quick. He's always quick here, but he'll know that this weekend he has the pace because he got fastest lap in race number 1. This is the view from Stephen Ward, the black and green XR2 going up the hill, chasing Chris Milford in 3rd. You just saw a flash of green, which is Macaulay, who's now challenging for the lead. Kevin White out front, championship leader. White has a 28-point lead now over Wayne Macaulay, taking 9 points out of Wayne in race number 1. And 28 points just takes him into that zone where he has a non-finish in hand, so he has a race in hand effectively now in terms of the championship standings. If he stays where he is here, he'll improve on that. He'll carry that forward into the penultimate meeting of the year. May not be enough to seal things in the September outing, but come October it just gives him a little bit of breathing space to maybe take the championship and succeed double champion Wayne McCauley. Seen Rory Bryant take 2 championships. And down the inside goes Stephen Ward. Down the inside, Chris Milford is given no room at all and is off on the gravel. And on the grass we've got Stephen Gray chasing him. Look how far ahead Stephen Gray is. He's up with the leading STs. It's early days, but that's a great drive from Stephen Gray. Stephen comes from Aberdeen and had a non-start at Alton Park race number 2, and that was a big dent in his championship standings. And you've got to say that it's been consistency as well as speed for Jim Deans. And Stephen Gray sort of resigned in that interview, thinking, well, it's 5 points between first and second place in class in each race. So if Jim Deans finishes second in each race, as you heard, he would be champion at the end of the year. Peter Cruikshank nips past Stephen Gray and continues his chase of Liam Robertson. There is Liam in the white ST. Second position in the XR2 is the black car. The back of shot is Barry Farquharson. Now this is quite good news for Stephen Gray that Barry's there, because the third car you saw going through there, the third XR2, is red, and that's Jim Deans. It means that Jim Deans at the moment is losing 9 points to Stephen Gray, which will bring the points gap, which is now 42 points, down to 33 points if things go up. And he's also got Gavin Butterworth right behind him as well in the white XR2. So Gavin Butterworth could maybe deny Jim Dean some more points, but we'll see how that plays out as we get to the flag. At the moment, Stephen Gray the leader for Barry Farquharson in the black 18, and this the scrap for third. Gavin Butterworth. I'm always impressed with the way the XR2s still produce fantastic racing. Been going, as we've said, since 1996, when Alan Keith won the first of 4 titles. And we've seen some great racing over the years from the XR2s. We've seen the likes of David Slay winning the XR2 championship the same year that he won the Newcomers championship. Russell Malloy did it as well in 2011. Of course, by then we'd had the advent of the ST Scottish Championship. Rory Bryant taking the second of his crowns that year in the STs. So Peter Cruikshank not making too much ground at the moment on Liam Robertson, but we do have this enthralling scrap going on for third place in the STs. Jim Deans here is fighting for very valuable championship points. He does have a good lead. He very nearly had a 2 race cushion over Stephen Gray coming into that meeting, but it's been whittled down a little bit already. And Gavin Butterworth chasing him hard. Stephen Gray doing all that he can do, disappearing away down the road. Gray got the fastest lap in the XR2s in race number 1. Now, just thinking about the newcomers scenario in the STs, Alec Townley took the newcomers win in race number 1, and this time it's Barry Farquharson who's going to return the compliment, and I think that means the championship gap newcomers wise will stay to 9 points. Farquharson in the black car as Butterworth looks up the inside line of Jim Deans, who comes across. Deans is very definitely getting defensive. Meanwhile, back for the lead, and there's a gap, half a gap going into Butchers, and going through is Wayne McCauley. McCauley takes the lead from Kevin White. Now this is great stuff for McCauley. The championship gap was 28 points going out from 17 in race number 1. So this could bring it back down to 23 points. It's going to be less than 1 race finish. So Kevin White is going to have to be very careful over the remaining 4 races if Wayne McCauley stays in front. So Kevin White chasing Wayne McCauley, and White won't have given up by any stretch of the imagination. Up ahead is Robert Kerr. They're going to lap him. We've still got in third place Stephen Ward. So Ward on for another podium. Good point scoring from the man from Coles Norton in the STs. Wayne McCauley looking pretty comfortable at the moment. He's got the fastest lap of the race as well in this one, as he did in race number 1 before being stuck in third gear. So Macaulay's race finish, in fact, in race number 1. Very good damage limitation indeed, with 4th place. Problems for Liam Robertson, who goes off at Scotsman Corner and into retirement. The newcomer, I think, probably out of harm's way. Or is it? Let's wait and see what the officials call on that one. But it's Wayne Macaulay going through. So Macaulay goes past Gordon Haston in the yellow car. Robert Kerr, of course, racing in an orange one. I think I might have miscalled that on the previous lap, and apologies to all concerned if I did. But up and over the brow goes Wayne Macaulay, still there. Kevin White second. Stephen Ward, the 4th of the cars, is in 3rd place overall. Down into Scotsman Corner they go once again, and it's Ian Hart that's being caught now in the ST. Ian running in 10th position and picks up the blue flag, does Ian Hart. Here comes Macaulay, though, still being chased. In fact, the race being red flagged, I think, with regard to Liam Robertson's car being pulled up into the sand at Scotsman Corner, and that means that Wayne Macaulay will take the checkered flag. We were denied 4 laps there, sadly, of racing action, but it's Macaulay win and fastest lap. Kevin White second from Stephen Ward. Peter Cruikshank, Stephen Gray wins the XR2, so Barry Farquharson and Jim Deans, then Gavin Butterworth, Alec Townley, Ian Hart in 10th place from Gordon Haston, and Robert Kerr in 12th.
Wayne Macaulay, there's no stopping you. A win there from 4th on the grid. When I saw them lined up on the grid, I thought you can turn this weekend around, and you certainly did it.
Yeah, well, I got probably one of the best starts I've ever had in that ST, and was alongside and almost past Chris, I think, coming into the first corner. And when I was just on Kevin's case the whole race, and he made a slight mistake coming through McIntyre's, which let me up the inside. There was a wee bit of contact coming through Butcher's, but in my eyes, well, more than alongside him, and I took the win from there. So. And the red flag as well. So
championship wise, it's going to be tough. We were working out 4 races to go. Kev can basically sit behind you unless Milford can get involved or somebody else can get involved. You need to win, but you need some bad luck for Kevin.
Yeah, we don't want to say that.
No,
but
of course, but that's what it would take for you to win now.
Yeah, that's what it takes. It takes a little bit of bad luck for Kevin, and even Chris Milford to be up in the top on the podium all the time as well.
Good luck.
Thanks very much.
Kevin, second place on this occasion, but it doesn't matter points wise. I was just chatting to Wayne and he says you don't need to win now, you can just finish second and still win this championship.
I'll still be trying to win, but I obviously just try to finish on the podium as much as possible. That's what I've done all season, so we'll just keep it going and see how we get on.
Good stuff, good luck.
Cheers.
And our XR2 winner, this has turned into a good day for you. You've made a little dent into the championship of Jim Deans.
I have, yes. Yeah, 2 wins, chuffed at that. So you're right, it's still a big way to go, the championship points. But yeah, I think Jim, it helps me that he didn't finish second this time, so a bit more points back. But excellent, all good.
4 races to go, can you do it?
It'll be tough. I'll need Jim not to finish as high up in a few of the races to do it, and me to obviously win. But yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Good luck.
Thank you, cheers.
Well, that brings today's action to a close from the Scottish Formula Ford Championship and the Scottish Fiestas, but they've given us some great entertainment all day long. Be sure to tune in next time.